name is Anthony Bushio. I'm making videos about having cancer. I was diagnosed with mantle cell lymphoma in July of 2018. There's a lot of people that have a lot of questions and websites and forums that I frequent, and I thought I'd make some videos so that at least you can have a face to questions and to answers, I should say. Today I'm going to be talking about the decision-making process, what my process was, and how yours could be, and things that I've learned along the way. So if you saw my introduction video, if you haven't, it's on my page. I was diagnosed really at a late stage. I mean, cancer was all over my body. It was hurting me. It was frankly probably killing me. But so I was in the ER and I wasn't released from the hospital for a month after that to begin treatment. So my decision-making process was to go to the emergency room to try to alleviate some pain that I was having. And I ended up staying in the hospital for emergency chemotherapy to try to kill the cancer and bring it down, that I could be somewhat stabilized. So my process is probably a little bit different than yours, but most lymphomas are diagnosed in late stage. I met some friends in at MD Anderson in the waiting room. He caught it in just a regular doctor's visit, and he caught it very, very early. So he's very lucky. Some of us are not that lucky. But anyway, so I was wheeled to a hospital, transferred to a hospital from where I went into the ER to begin treatment. My biopsy was done, and they determined that I did have mantle cell lymphoma. They were doing further testing to determine what variant of mantle cell lymphoma that I had. There's 3 different variants of mantle cell lymphoma that can be important in the type of treatments that you are going to get. Again, I'm not a doctor. Make sure you talk to your doctor about all of this, but these are things that I've learned along the way. You have indolent types of versions. You have kind of middle of the road, regular growth types of versions, and then you have a blastoid variant, which is what I'm lucky to have. That is pretty aggressive. It's extremely aggressive, and really only occurs between 10 or 15% of all patients with mantle cell lymphoma. So the doctors needed to know what type that I had. We waited several days in the hospital waiting for those biopsies to get back to determine what type of regimen they were going to put me on. I'm grateful for them for waiting. They were going back, they were thinking about MaxiChop, R-CHOP, or R-Hyper-CVAD for the chemotherapy uses. You'll learn about the different types that are out there. Your doctor will know what's best for you, probably. We decided to go with the R-Hyper-CVAD variant. It's pretty nasty chemotherapy. I mean, it's great. It kills the cancer. But it is chemotherapy. They're all chemotherapies. Our Hyper-CVAD is all inpatient for about 5 days, 7 days the first round, and then 5 days for the rest, with about 3-week intervals in between each round. Their A rounds and B rounds equal 1 cycle in our Hyper-CVAD. And that's what I'm familiar with. So the doctors determined to go with my treatment. I'm laying in a hospital bed. They bring a stack of papers about this thick for consenting, and what can you really do? Didn't really know much, couldn't research very much, and really my life was in their hands, so consented to what was going on. I'm sure there's thousands and hundreds, or probably hundreds of pages of what could go wrong while you're getting chemotherapy. Don't really worry about them. The nurses and the doctors are very aware of any issues that can happen, and they're there the whole time while you're receiving the medication, and they'll give you phone numbers to stay close in touch with them while you're learning about these things. So we went ahead with our Hyper-CVAD, and we were concerned about getting a second opinion. I recommend getting a second opinion. Insurance will cover a second opinion in most cases, in probably all cases. That second opinion can be quite difficult. Luckily, I had some persistent caregivers helping me out. And really the question is, where do you want to send your second opinion? You can call your insurance and see which hospitals will take it. And then, or you can do some research online. I was up in Dallas, and did some research and found that MD Anderson, Dr. Wong, was really highly regarded in mantle cell lymphoma. So I decided to have my pathology sent to MD Anderson for a second opinion. The second opinion came back that I had mantle cell lymphoma with a blastoid variant, but I wasn't able to go and to check on that second opinion until I was done with my first round of chemotherapy, in which I was in the hospital for a month. But so that was a process. We were on the phone just trying to set up appointments to get down there. My body was hammered after that first round of chemotherapy, and it was a little dodgy, as they say, getting down there. But we were able to do that and confirm my treatment plan and get some agreement between doctors. There were some variations in the our hyper-CVAD version that Dr. Wong asked me to do, so there were some things that I skipped out on. Variations, you have the right to say no to some of these things, but know that the medicine's there to help you. And really, at the end of the day, you're making your decisions, and you're going by what the doctors are asking you to do. So you might find doctors that are differing in opinions, and you have to find out what's the best opinion. I don't have a good answer as to who you should pick and why you should pick. You need to do your own research and figure that out. It's not easy for sure, but it's important. And so we were able to do that and make the decision to continue some chemotherapy up in Dallas instead of transferring care to MD Anderson. We wanted. I felt that Dr. Wong at MD Anderson for mantle cell lymphoma, especially the aggressive form that I had, was the right doctor for me. He sees a lot of me a year, whereas other places see less. That's just the bottom line. And but we were able to continue some treatment under his care up in Dallas. We got to the point in my third round of chemotherapy where I needed to start saying no to certain treatments. We got to a point during my third round of chemotherapy where I needed to start saying no to certain things and adding certain things to my doctor's regimen in Dallas, and they were fine and willing to do that. But after my third round of chemotherapy, out of initial 4, we decided to transfer our entire care over to MD Anderson in Houston. That meant traveling to Houston for that treatment. So my last round of chemotherapy, which was 4 rounds of chemotherapy, was done at MD Anderson in Houston. That being said, I had a PET scan after that, and my cancer was reflective. It was not shrinking quickly or at all over the past 2 treatments, so the third and fourth treatment of chemotherapy. And so we decided to switch the regimen to some immunotherapies and really hit some regimens that we needed to do to really start hammering this cancer down and get me to a stem cell transplant. I met with the stem cell transplant doctors. That's going to be part of your decision-making process. You will likely be recommended to do a stem cell transplant. There are 2 variants of that, and I'm actually going to go into that. I have not received a stem cell transplant, although I'm receiving an allogenic stem cell transplant or a donor stem cell transplant, in which my brother is a full match and has already donated his cells. So we're waiting for my body to be clear of any cancer. I'll be jumping right into the hospital for that, again at MD Anderson. So anyway, that was part of my decision-making process. Hitting one doctor. I was in the hospital, so it was hard. I relied on my caretakers, but be informed. We learned a lot from the forums, the internet forums. This field is moving extremely fast, so if you Google mantle cell lymphoma, you'll find 3-4-year-old articles that are already outdated, and the statistics in those are already outdated by innovations that they're coming out with daily. There have already been 2 very big, and a third one coming up, very big leaps forward in mantle cell lymphoma from various doctors, including Dr. Wong here at MD Anderson, and throughout the world, in Australia, and all over the place. So there's a lot of good things happening. So don't believe everything you're reading on the internet, and really listen to your doctors. They're on top of that. They really want to cure this disease, and they want to be on the forefront and the tip of the spear, so to say, to try to combat this. So anyway, if you have any opinions, what you did, what I could have done differently, go ahead and make some comments, and hopefully this starts some discussion. But thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and I'm looking forward to talking to you all. Feel free to contact me anytime. I'm happy to talk. Thanks.